We may have just found out exactly when the next Apple event is, and if so, I was right. I'm Mike Dave and I simplify Apple so that everything just works for you, and if you want the latest Apple news, leaks and rumours every weekday at 12 UTC, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. So this lines up with what happened last year for Apple, the Apple Back to School or Higher Education special offer, where buying a selected Mac or iPad under the education program, you would receive free AirPods. This ended last year on October the 12th, a day before their October 13th iPhone event. The offer ended, and the very next day we got a lovely big old Apple event that introduced all of the new iPhones, admittedly late last October. So, in 2021, the Back to School offer ends October 11th, and I've been predicting the event for October the 12th for quite some time. Coincidence? I mean, maybe there's a reason that I put a question mark in the title of this video. That's why it's not clickbait. But if I am right, we should expect the event announcement on October the 5th. That's when I'll be keeping my eyes peeled. Add to that the rumours that the AirPods 3 will go on sale on September the 30th, strangely on a Thursday, but potentially with a press release announcement on Tuesday, September the 28th. And given all of those bits and bobs coming up, we have a busy few weeks on our hands. Nice. Of course, the iPhone review embargo lifted yesterday, so you can see what Apple's chosen few think of the iPhone 13 and 13 Pro, but here's the headlines. The colours look nice, the battery is way better, and the cameras are an improvement. iPad mini review embargo lifts today, so look out for those, probably in about an hour after this video goes live. But in terms of that October the 12th event, that is definitely confirmed. What will we see? I think the fact that Craig Air Force One Federighi didn't feature at the iPhone event speaks volumes that we'll be getting more than just hardware at the event, because his job is technically software. But the MacBook Pros with M1X with 14 and 16-inch mini LED displays, new design language to match the Apple Watch Series 7, wait, hold on, scratch that part. New design language to match the iPad Pro and iPhone 12 generation, M1X with around 90% more performance on the CPU in multi-core scores, and possibly up to 350% GPU performance compared to the M1, especially if you're getting that 32-core GPU model. There will, of course, be that 16-core GPU available too. Software-wise, though, I can see that Apple might well be overhauling not just the Pro apps like Logic, MainStage, Motion, Compressor, Final Cut Pro, but finally also the iWork suite. Logic could potentially get improved support for spatial audio, making it easy for you to master your files with that Dolby Atmos style surround. A more modern interface, because it does still have some skeuomorphic elements, and potentially iPad support, as could Final Cut Pro, which will likely also pick up support for iPhone's new cinematic mode focus adjustments in post-production, possibly insane performance on whatever version of ProRes Apple brings to the iPhone Pro, and hopefully some sort of live streaming support a la OBS. But of course, we'll have to wait and see. What will be the iconic Craig moment this time? Answers down in the comments. And speaking of answers, it's time for iCave Answers in the world's smoothest segue. They are always improved by me pointing them out, and of course you can get your question answered by posting it down in the comments section using hashtag iCaveAnswers. First up is Evan Rogers, who asks, iCave Answers, why are Mac batteries reported in watt hours and iPhone/iPad batteries in milliamp hours? Also, how much bigger is the MacBook Air battery versus the Pro Max in watt hours? Now, the second half I can't really explain for you, and I will tell you why, because of the first half. So the big difference here is that watt hours measure the amount of energy that's stored, whereas milliamp hours is current, and watt hours you have to calculate using the voltage that the battery runs at, whereas milliamp hours is, as I say, about the current that's put out. So the difficulty here is that to calculate the watt hours, you need to know the voltage, and the difference here is that the MacBooks will actually use multiple voltages, which is why they have a power supply inside, which actually regulates the voltage to different levels for different components, whereas the iPad and the iPhone basically have a single voltage that runs throughout direct from the battery, as far as I understand it. Now, I'm sure they go through smoothing circuits and all that kind of thing. However, that's why we have a difference. That's why they're not measured in the same way, because laptops and iPhones and iPads just use the power in their batteries in different ways. That's the best that I can work out without being an electrical engineer, but if there is one down in the comments section, please let me know exactly why I'm wrong. And Charlie Nankaro asks, iCave answers, do the new iPhones support USB 3 speeds via the Apple USB 3 camera adapter? What data speeds do you see on the USB-C to Lightning cable? Is that limited to USB 2 speeds? Now, as far as I know, the Lightning connector itself is limited to USB 2 speeds. This is one of those things that I think might annoy people next year, because I have got a feeling, what if Apple was to just create like Lightning 2 that uses USB-C speeds, USB 3 speeds, but over Lightning? I don't know if that's possible on the connector. I don't know how many lanes it needs in order for that to be a viable thing, but it seems more likely that Apple would do that than actually put USB-C on there, because then, in theory, they're kind of killing two birds with one stone, because you're getting the faster data rates, you're getting potentially faster charging through it, but it's also not killing everyone's cables that they already own and inconveniencing people that already own iPhones and cables. Now, I've got to say, all of this time that I've been saying that I don't think Apple will put USB-C on, that I don't think it's a good idea for Apple to put USB-C on because of the number of people it would annoy, I'll be honest, I don't care. Like, I would be very happy to have faster data rates, but all I'm saying is that I don't think Apple will, and this is why. I did get a lot of attention on Twitter. There was 500 odd comments on one of my tweets a little while ago, which was about how most people, like the vast majority of people, probably 97% of people that own an iPhone, don't care whether it's got USB-C or Lightning on it. And yeah, there was a lot of hatey comments, but there was also way more likes than there were hatey comments, and it actually turned out that it kind of lined up to about 97% of people liked it versus about 3% of people commenting how wrong I was. So thanks everyone that commented that I was wrong for proving me entirely right. But I also put out a tweet yesterday, day before, and it's had like 800 retweets. This is crazy, and it was just about how the different iPhones had support for different lengths of time. This is by the by, but you should definitely follow me over on Twitter. It's icave_Dave. But yeah, in terms of USB 2 and USB 3 speeds, at the moment, Lightning is restricted, as far as I know, to USB 2 speeds. They could easily have put USB 3 speeds on it through the USB-A connectors, but now, even that we're on USB-C connectors on the other end, seems like we're still on that speed, unfortunately. The quickest way to get stuff off is AirDrop. But anyway, guys, shorter show today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you will join me again tomorrow.